So catch, calls the onceler. He lets something fall. It's a truffula seed. It's the last one of all. You're in charge of the last one of the truffula seeds, and the truffula trees are what everyone needs. Plant a new truffula tree, treat it with care, give it clean water, and feed it fresh air. Grow a forest, protect it from axes and that hack, then the Lorax and all of his friends may come back. Oh, that warms my... Oh, hello! You just caught me reading one of my favorite books. That's right, The Lorax by Dr. Seuss. This is an excellent book, and man, you really caught me at a poignant moment. I was actually just reading the end of the book where the environment had been basically destroyed because of overuse of a bunch of resources that were not well maintained. And in that, the world very much suffered. So the person who did it, the onceler, saw the error in his ways, and I don't want to ruin it for you. But the bottom line is, we all have to continue to think about our environment that we live in and environmental sustainability at that. Sustainability. What's that? Can you tell me? Please tell me what it is. Is it? Really? I mean, Google says sustainability is the ability to be maintained at a certain rate or level. So to maintain our environment at a certain level, we have to take care of it. So we're going to watch this Brain Pop video about environmental sustainability in the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. I like how they actually order those two, because reduce and reuse, if you can see my little clicker, reducing is like the number one thing that you can do. Just don't use so many things that you don't need. And reusing, yeah, like there are things that we can reuse as opposed to recycling. Like we just don't need to throw something out when we can use it multiple times. Mr. P has his water bottle here. Use it all the time. Love it. As opposed to this delicious sparkling water that Mr. P folds to sometimes that he's drinking. But at least it's not in a plastic bottle, so it's much easier to recycle, and the energy is not wasted as much as it is with plastic bottles and recycling those. Even though some things can be recycled, it's kind of like a last resort besides throwing out. We really don't want to throw out that much stuff. Now, hey, Mr. P is guilty. He throws out all kinds of things. He throws out his baby's dirty diapers. We have a lot of them here because those things stink. And I could use reusable diapers if I wanted to. There's always more a lot of us can do, but we can't get caught up in that. We have to do what we can when we can, and we have to all do a mental check and a reminder that we're here and we're lucky to be here with this planet, and we want to take care of it so that we can have a better future and a cleaner future, and basically just make it more awesome for ourselves and everyone around us. So with that being said, let's go ahead and start this video. Mr. P is just going to interject his thoughts because he's got plenty of them. He is an environmental dork all the way. His wife tells him all the time. So let's get started. Love this music. Go Annie. Hey Moby.
Good job, Moby. We're doing our part to care for the environment. What is waste?
All right, pause it, Mr. B. All right, what is waste? I got it. Yep, waste is anything thrown out or left behind. Something that you just push it aside and say, I don't want any more, and leave it somewhere you're not coming back to. So, as you can see, this guy is about to throw out this banana peel. And if you look at the screen and you see in the trash can, at least he's throwing it in the trash can, even though it might do better in the environment. Just don't want someone to slip on it. You can see a styrofoam thing in there. You can see like a cardboard box. A lot of the things in here can be recycled, or some should be thrown out. But hey, like some food containers, you don't even want to shop at a place maybe that sells these food containers. Mr. P, it makes the most awesome food. This restaurant I love, Twisted Tomato, puts these onion rings inside of these styrofoam containers, and I love the onion rings so much, but they give us styrofoam. It's like, yes, sometimes you can fold to that, but if you can find a way around it. Mr. P doesn't go to Dunkin' Donuts anymore except to buy their bags of coffee because I don't like getting styrofoam. It's actually a plastic that is super bad for the environment and it cannot be recycled. And those little particles break off of styrofoam just like many other plastic things, and they actually go into the water. They go into the air, and that can really be harmful to not only us but our planet. And our planet is a living thing. So just be mindful of that. And this banana right here in the banana peel, that actually can be composted. A lot of things can be composted. So let's just, we'll talk a little bit more about this, and you can talk to your parents or your guardians about any of this stuff. But Mr. P is a big time composter. Love that stuff.
Waste is anything you throw out and can't reuse. One person can throw away over 1,000 pounds of trash a year. Together, we make tons of waste.
Okay, guys, this screen can get a lot bigger. There are 7 billion people on the planet. I'll imagine the amount of waste that is caused by people who do this. Some people actually can produce less waste than others, and I think that we all have the ability to do it. We just have to focus on it, and we have to be mindful about what we purchase that can be reused when we go to the store. How we don't have to pick certain items that have things. A lot of junk food. A lot of junk food is usually stuff that is wasteful, like chips bags, usually like Doritos. Oh my gosh, they're so delicious, but I haven't had them in years, and I found alternatives because guess what? Those bags are super bad for the environment. And there's all kinds of things like that. A lot of plastic wrappers. Even when you guys bring your plastic bags to school and they get contaminated with, I don't know, jelly on the inside because you had a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. There are other ways to wrap up your peanut butter and jelly sandwich so that the waste, at least that we throw away, can break down a little bit better. Plastics are horrible for the environment. Single-use plastics, that means we use them once and then they get tossed. So I know that a lot of you are avid recyclers, but we have to continue to think and know there's more we can do. And if we get organized and we get the right stuff, like some paper wrap that we can wrap around our sandwiches, there are ways around it to make less like waste that's bad for the environment. So just continue to think about that.
A lot of trash winds up in our landfills. Some waste is biodegradable, which means it breaks down in our environment naturally.
So that waste, that stuff that can break down naturally, the sad thing about that is if it goes to the dump. So if you put your banana peel in the dump and say, well, it's just going to break down naturally. If it breaks down around a bunch of other stuff that's really bad for the environment and it mixes with that, then it makes poisonous soil. And that soil cannot be used to plant or harvest crops that we use to make delicious food and things like that. That's why a compost pile, we're finding somewhere to get rid of your fruit and vegetable scraps, especially, is super important. All right. Now, Mr. P is not a saint, but at the same time, I do my part to make sure that we try to get that food waste and put it somewhere where at least not like meat products, but it can be composted and taken care of by the environment so that I can make soil and I can garden. So just little things can make a huge difference, guys. One step at a time, though. I don't expect you to go out and build a compost pile in your backyard right now.
A lot of
It would be awesome if you did, though.
waste is not biodegradable. It can cause a lot of problems and harm the soil, water, and air. But there's a lot we can do to help our environment. How can we reduce waste?
All right. So this is actually going to be one of our assignments. Mr. P is going to provide you with comic strips again. You can use as many as you'd like or as little as you'd like, but I will be asking you just to, make a comic about how you could personally, not only how you do already, maybe you're very mindful about, I don't know, like not taking plastic bags from the grocery store, and your parents help you bring reusable bags. Let's take it a step further. What else could you do? Could you find a way to have a compost pile? Or could you, I don't know, let's watch this video and come up with some other ideas. Maybe fix some of your clothing and toys instead of throwing them out. Make sure that they go back to Goodwill or somewhere that will actually recycle or reuse those toys, all right, or repurpose them. Yeah, and Mr. P is just going to bring this up right now. I'm going to tell you, this is something Mr. P wants to get really good at. Mr. P wants to learn how to sew. Yep, Mr. P wants to learn how to sew so that he can repurpose some clothing, because look at these fantastic things. Now, these are mainly dresses. Mr. P is not going to wear a dress, but I could make some. My wife just made a funny sound. She thinks that I'm wrong. I'm not looking to make dresses, but I could make some fantastic pants out of some reused stuff. Like, let's just look at this. This is a refurbished fur coat right here. Oh my gosh, you just made a bag out of it. You got so many cool things that you could make and repurpose. And it's fun. And learning how to sew and take care of your own stuff as opposed to having someone else fix it, or like you being able to do that, that's empowering. Like, you don't have to go to the store because you can make your own clothes. That's baller. That's pretty cool. All right. So just something to think about, as opposed to, and then you don't even have to look like everybody else. You can be an individual. You can make your stuff the way that you want it specifically. You can be creative. You can have fun. Man, like this shirt. This looks like something Mr. P would wear for sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm gonna have to start repurposing. But I am serious about that. That's a goal that I would like to get onto this summer, and at least make some repurposed clothing for myself, because I think it'll be good for me and the environment. I'll be one step cooler. All right, let's keep on going.
When you reduce, you cut down or make something smaller. We can reduce by using less stuff and using only what we need. You can reduce how much water you use by turning the faucet off when you're not using it. A natural resource is something of value we get from the environment. Water, plants, animals, and soil are all natural resources.
What are they? Huh? That's right, natural resources.
It's important to conserve or save our natural resources.
Why? Why do we want to save those things? Yeah, so that our planet can be healthy for the future, and then we can be happy, because things like this coronavirus right now are highlighting is that, with people driving less, it actually has improved the air quality, so that when we breathe more oxygen. That means our cells feel a little bit more alive. That means we actually can feel better when we go outside, as long as we're not breathing on anybody's face. So just little things like this can make a huge difference. So really try to pay attention to it.
Since natural resources power many of our homes and cars, we should reduce the amount of energy we use. We can turn off the lights when we don't need them. We can reduce the energy we use to cool our homes, and we can save energy by turning down the heater a little. We can also reduce waste by reusing items.
Yeah, there we go.
How do we reuse?
All right, so how would you reuse? Here's a hint. Reusing, all right? So there are things that you can use over and over again. Do you reuse your clothes? Yes, all right? Do you reuse, I don't know, your metal utensils that you eat with at night? Yeah, there are all types of things that you can reuse. And we just have to think about it like this. The things that we throw away, do we really have to throw them away? Or can they go somewhere that someone else can use them too? Again, like Goodwill or repurposing. There are so many different ways to reuse, and recycling is not always the best option. Recycling is something that takes energy in itself. So think about reusing as much as possible.
When you reuse something, you use it again and again. Items that you only use once are disposable and cause a lot of waste.
Just time out really quickly. Plastic silverware, once that cannot be recycled, and we produce enough plastic for it to go America has discarded enough paper and plastic cups, forks, and spoons every year to circle the equator 300 times. I think you guys know what the equator is. It goes around the Earth. The Earth is huge. All right? To go around the Earth 300 times with that much garbage, that is crazy. We are hurting our environment. We're not going to have much of a planet left. It's going to look like the one slur was there. It's going to look like that. Let's keep watching.
It's much better to use items that you can use over and over again.
I just take an old spoon from my kitchen everywhere. Use that thing for all kinds of food. Works great. Just put it in my backpack and keep on rolling.
Plastic bags can take hundreds of years to break down. We can use reusable bags instead.
Do your guardians or parents use a reusable bag? It's a great thing. You have to wash them once in a while, take care of them, make sure they don't get too dirty, especially during these times. But reusable bags are so much better than single-use plastics.
Instead of throwing away broken toys, you can fix them.
This is why Mr. P needs to learn how to sew, so he can fix toys. They're
You
even
can
cooler
also
when they're
give
a
away
little bit fixed up.
toys, books, furniture, and clothing you don't want anymore. Then they can be reused by other people. How do we recycle? When you recycle,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I gave you the answer there. How do we recycle? To use materials from old items to make new items, all right? So that's also repurposing. Repurposing that comes before recycling means that you basically do it yourself, or you have a handy friend who does it, right? So again, like I said, you can repurpose clothing. You could repurpose, let's see here. What else does it say? Furniture. Boom. Look at this repurposed furniture. I bet your parents would love some repurposed furniture. They love that weather look. Look at this cool stuff here. A thing made out of wine bottles. Fancy. All right. What else? I mean, the list goes on and on. Repurposed piano, repurposed Louis Vuitton, repurposed headboard. All right. So it's a very cool thing that you can do, and it's actually kind of in right now. Some of these things people love. Like, oh my gosh, hold on, let me go back here. Let's see. How much is someone going to pay for this small cabinet thing? They're going to pay for this kitchen vanity $2,500. Anybody here have $2,500 they could pull out? Great, send it to me, because that that for $2,500, I'm sure it's a nice piece of furniture, but come on. You guys can do this yourself. I can do this myself. We all need to step up and stop paying these companies ridiculous amounts of money when we can do some of this stuff ourselves. All right, just saying. Anyway,
you use materials from old items to make new items. You can recycle things like plastic bottles, cans, glass, paper, and even batteries. Aluminum cans and bottles can be recycled to make new cans and bottles. Steel can be recycled and used to make steel for buildings. Parts from old electronic equipment can be used to make new electronic equipment. The plastic from plastic bottles can be turned into rugs, shoes, clothing, and even playground equipment. Recycling saves energy and natural resources. When you recycle paper, you save trees from being cut down. It's important to care for our environment. We only have one planet, and it's up to all of us to take care of it. I think you can take that uniform off now, Moby.
so hey guys, I am just going to throw in this last point. Recycling is hard work. It's annoying to have to clean out those bottles so that you can put them and then dry them out so you can put them in the recycling bin. It's annoying to find a place in your house to put old electronics that you're not going to use anymore. All right, instead of just tossing them in the garbage can. But that makes you stronger. that makes you a little bit more able to deal with challenges in life. Anytime you take a step up and you work just a little bit harder to make yourself a little bit better and the world around you a little bit better, that's that's you becoming an awesome person. And you're not going to become an awesome person overnight. It's going to take your whole life. So I think that we can all take a little bit from this, Mr. P included. It's hard work, all right? But I want to do that hard work to take care of my planet because I care about it and everybody on it. And I hope you feel the same way. So I hope you're taking something from this video and check out my assignments that I've listed for you guys. I have some fun ones, I think. Another one is to basically just take your trash around and actually wear a plastic bag, maybe on your belt loop or something like that, and carry it around with you everywhere for a full day. So as much stuff, and you don't have to carry around the stuff you recycle or anything like that. But check out some of those lessons, and I don't know, maybe share some stuff with me on your parents' Facebook if they go on the OCS parents page, or just have them send me an email. But thank you so much for taking the time to pay attention to this video, and I hope you're all safe, happy, and healthy. And you'll see me. I won't see you in the near future, but miss you guys. Have a good one, and hope to see you sooner rather than later. All right, bye.